Today we want to talk about not the membership side of the business, but the retail side, why that's important for membership growth and why it's been somewhat neglected, by us included, over the last few years. So, I'm going to try to explain why we think retail can be, your biggest growth driver for membership and for your overall business. I mentioned Rince, a bunch of the team is here if you have any questions after, and it's great to see a bunch of customers in the audience as well. Thanks for coming out. So as we all know, growth in membership has really been the rocket ship of this industry. It's changed so much over the last 10 years. It's been an incredible driver of growth and profitability. But membership is only part of your business. And the result is retail's been largely neglected. So, and we're guilty of this as well. We're a car wash CRM, but to date, we've been entirely focused on what we can do for your members, how to communicate with them, but none of our tools have really addressed the retail side of your business. When we look across our customer base, it's pretty typical that we're seeing a 60-40 split between membership revenue and retail revenue. But when we actually look one level deeper, despite it only being 40% of your revenue coming from retail, that might account for 80% of the unique vehicles that you're going to see over the course of the year. So that's a lot of your customer base. That's a lot of potential members. And to not be interacting with them at all in a personalized way and just be focused on that membership, I think is really leaving a lot on the table. And I think this is backed up by the data that we're seeing from the ICA survey, where only 35% of retail customers are extremely satisfied with the value that they feel like they're getting from their wash. And so we want to really see how can we improve that, and how does that matter for your overall business. One of the reasons that membership and retail are so important is a lot of your members start as retail customers. And if we don't start focusing on the experience from day one, that first impression with the customer and what the interactions look like over time, then I think we're missing a big opportunity. So I want to do a little case study of just the anatomy of how a car wash grew from 2,000 to 4,000 members over 2 years, and what that meant in terms of the split between retail and membership. So just looking at the high level numbers, membership did drive about 70% of that revenue growth. So like we said, membership is the rocket ship here. This is hugely impactful for the business. But diving one level deeper and really looking at each individual customer and what their journey was and where they came from, I think tells a different story. So when we really ask, and here we're looking at license plate recognition data, so we actually have every transaction every car has made in the driveway, whether or not they were a member or a retail customer. So we have really good data on this. And we find that 40% of those new members started as retail customers. So it wasn't their first purchase when they joined the membership. They had some kind of relationship with the car wash already. And those people had come in 3.5 times on average before converting to a member. So it actually takes some time, and you have to cultivate that relationship. One of the things that's a little bit strange in the car wash space is often these people are coming to your wash, they haven't actually experienced the product yet, and now we're trying to sell them a membership. And can we communicate with them after the fact, once they've actually had a great wash experience, to then try to upsell them into a recurring relationship with your business? So when we look at the two components of growth, the retail piece grew by about 25%, and then on the memberships, 40% of them started as retail. So when we zoom out, we can really say that almost 2/3 of the growth of that business was in some way attributable to retail. So we think it's really important to start focusing on this part of the customer journey, because how can we get those people to come back more often, to hopefully convert to members? But even if they don't, how can we improve that 35% to make it much higher percentage of people who are extremely satisfied with the relationship that they're having with the wash as a retail customer? So we've tried to suggest that retail is the key here, but how do you actually apply tools to your retail washes, and what does it look like to improve that experience? So I think, as I mentioned, today people have that one sales experience, they go through the wash, and then often we're just waiting and hoping that they come back. And if we are doing any kind of marketing communications to them, whether that's email or text, often it's just a large blast. They're an anonymous retail customer. They're getting the same messaging as all the other people on your email or text list. And the messaging has nothing to do with what purchase they made recently. It's not timely for them. It's just based on a marketing cadence. So first of all, it all starts with you have to have some kind of member information or some kind of contact information for the customer. So we have tools to help collect this at the pay station or through a short code or just through tablets in the driveway. But we find that even your retail customers, they're very willing to give some piece of information, particularly if you can reward them with like 50% off their next wash or their next wash free. And we've helped our customers collect tens of thousands of contact details for retail washers. And then you can start to really personalize the messages to them. So what do we ultimately want these retail customers to do? We want them to come back more often. We want them to hopefully try our top package and eventually increase their average spend. And then long term, we would love to convert them to membership. But we need them to really be bought in on what this relationship with the car wash is going to be like in order for them to make that purchase decision. So a few things that make a retail campaign really effective is it needs to be relevant. So we won't want to message someone who's always buying your base wash with a membership that's $40 a month. That's probably going to be less relevant to them. So let's give them more of a discounted offer. Let's make sure it's relevant to what they've actually purchased in the past. And let's give them an actual action to take. So oftentimes we see these marketing campaigns that are just very broad without something for the customer to actually do. So if we can message them soon after they've been to the wash and give them an easy way to sign up as a membership online, and we know exactly what they purchased last, so let's offer them that type of membership in order to get them coming in again. So I think by being timely and relevant to the retail customers, hopefully we can help drive that membership growth and really be impactful for the overall growth of your business, and not just hoping for people to come back and then getting that one opportunity to convert them into members. So just how this relates to Rinsed and what we're building. As I mentioned, we're a CRM specifically focused on the car wash space, and we've been guilty of this neglect of retail as well. So historically, our tool has only been focused on members. You could only segment on and message your members through email and SMS. But now we're working on expanding that to include all of your retail washes as well. So that other 80% of the unique vehicles that you're going to see over the course of the year, how can we segment them? With the goal being, as soon as somebody has a wash from a retail perspective, we want to be able to easily message them and give them that timely, relevant call to action to hopefully get them to be a member. So this is some of the washes that we work with, and we're excited to roll out this retail product across all 5 of the major point of sales that we integrate with: DRB, ICS, MicroLogic, Sunny's, and Washify. So with that, I'll open up and see if there's any questions on retail and how that can drive your membership growth.
Can I just start with a question? And you may have started with some of this, but what made you all really focus on retail? If you were saying that we missed it and now we're not missing it, what made that happen?
Yeah, I think it's really 2 things. One, we continually hear from our customers that we provide a lot of granular analytics on what's going on with your membership base, what's that behavior, what's that retention look like. But we've been haven't provided any detail on this other half of your business. And even if it's 40% of revenue, that's still a large and important chunk of your business. And then when we really started to dive into the license plate data, realizing that 40% of revenue might be 80% of the unique customers, I think we realized how large the opportunity was if we can convert more of them to memberships. And one example from a customer is we have an 8-location chain that started to capture retail customer data at the time of purchase. And we offer them 50% off their next wash or the next wash free. We help them collect over 50,000 retail phone numbers, and they've converted more than 4,000 of those to members so far. And that's in about a 1-year period. So hopefully it gives you a sense of just the magnitude that this focus on retail and how complementary it can be to growing your membership revenue.